Hi everyone, welcome back to another painting demonstration. Some good news for me. Next week I'm off to the beautiful Isles of Scilly. For those that don't know, it's a small group of islands about 27-28 miles off Land's End. I'm going there for a few days. I'll be doing some painting and making some videos, so when I get back I'll upload those of me painting outside in the beautiful, well, depending on the weather. Hopefully the weather's going to be good. But I'll be painting in the Isles of Scilly. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. So today, to get me in the mood for actually painting the types of scenes I'll be painting there, I thought I would do like a demonstration of a wave crashing up a beach with lovely blue sea in the background. Maybe a couple of oyster catchers flying by to give it some interest in the foreground, some nice wet sand. But that's the plan. So let's have a go, shall we? See if we can paint a beach scene. Okay, I've drawn out my little scene here. You can see I've got this is Porthcurno in Cornwall. There's some nice little rocks in the background here. There's like a headlandy rocky bit coming down here, and the wave is going to be crashing right over the side of that rock. That's the idea. And behind here we'll have lovely blue sea, blue sky, and we've got a couple of oyster catchers in the front just flying off over the waves as they do. Okay then, I'm going to start by getting my mister bottle out again, and I just want to spray. I want to keep this quite wet, I think, but then again I want to preserve some nice hard edges and some soft edges around the top of the wave. So it's all a bit experimental. I think all watercolour painting is experimental because you're in there's so many variables that can change what you're doing. But anyway, we're going to start at the top and work our way down. So first of all, right, we're going to start with a little bit of I think it's Windsor blue at the top and cerulean. Just going to make a nice deep blue sky. I don't mind if I go over the rocks because they're going to be quite dark. Make life easy. Right, got to bear in mind there's a wave here. So some sea back here breaking over these rocks. Some nice blue sea, green sea back here. Now I've got to try and what I'm trying to do is actually sort of make the sea look like it's moving a little bit. I want to keep it sorry, I went quiet there, didn't I? Yeah, keep the sea moving. I want to add some strong colours now. I want to do all the work in this first wash, if possible. I don't want to have to keep coming back to it. Trying to get in the impression of these waves breaking at the back here. I wish I'd left some white here. See if I can lift a bit out. There'll be some breaking waves back here. I don't want to do too much there because the paper won't like it. Right. And just here I'm going to lift a little bit of colour. I'm just softening some of the tops of the waves so they're not all hard. Okay, just before it dries I'm going to go back over to this area and I'm going to add some darks in as the waves are coming in. So it's just judging the paper when it's dry enough to be able to go back and rework these areas, and I think that comes with a bit of experience. You can look at the paper and when it loses its sheen, often it's a good time to go back and just add in more colour, but it's always a little bit of experience. I want to keep this paint moving as I go down the page and make sure I get the actual barrel umber. Just soften this edge up a little bit here where the first lot of water's coming in. A bit deeper here. Okay, I'm just going to start painting in these background rocks now. What I did in the sand, I lifted out some of the colour just to reflect the wave in the sand. I'll be doing a little bit more work to the sand later on, but lifting out that the white, the paint, sorry, has lightened the sand just there, and that is reflecting back this wave that's cresting just on the beach. Let's start here. I'm going to keep this simple. I've got to paint. I've got to soften it around this. Okay, I'm going to start putting the shadows in on this wave, some of the shadows anyway. First of all, I'm going to dampen the paper a bit because I want to get some soft edges on it. Not too much. I'm going to use the side of the brush. Looking at this, some of the actual shadows are quite warm. But they shift to cool shadows at the same time. But we're going to just slowly build the shadows up. The picture. Start painting this rock on the left hand side here now. Just start dropping in a bit of colour. I'm using raw sienna, a bit of burnt sienna, cerulean blue, just to sort of softening edges. It's all about, with this, it's all about lost and found edges, soft edges, hard edges, not overdoing it. So can be quite frustrating, quite fiddly, and ultimately a disaster, which you might be witnessing. A complete and utter disaster. Now looking at that, I can see the shadow on the left hand side of the wave is an awful lot darker, but I don't. Too dark. Again, we've got to make sure that if we just soften the edges of that now, where the waves are coming up, just drying the brush out, then using the side of the brush to soften it. Going down here. Soften it down there. Takes a lot of thinking about this, does. Lift some of that out a little bit. Just to soften some of the edges. Just see some poking their way through there. Just see them through that breaking wave. Okay, now we're just going to put in the oyster catchers in the front to try and bring it forward a little bit, give it a bit more interest. So we'll start by painting the little black tail in, and they've got black heads. They go down like so. I think how they go. Got white on their wings. Something like that. There's one. The other one's a bit closer to us. Oh. Bit more paint on my brush. Comes down. Like so. In a minute we'll put a little bit of shadow on them so they look a bit more realistic. Or just to and their wee little feet. So there's the shadow on the oyster catchers. Put this splatter in there. Just using my rigger now to suggest some little bits of seaweed that have been washed up on the beach. It helps to add a little bit of detail to the boat. Obviously as we go away it becomes less obvious. I might try and lift a little bit more colour out. What I might do as well is mix up a little bit of, just splatter a little bit of texture. I don't know if you can see that on the camera. Just because you can see it's a little bit grainy, the sand. And then just under where we put the seaweed we want a little bit of reflection and shadow, just where it is, with a little bit of blue and a little bit of crimson, just not too blue like I just did, but just and then we want to pop a few shadows in of the rocks. Just to suggest the